I am Nathan Sharp. I'm working with the Hillsborough County Dems to run this amazing fundraiser. And then for those of you that don't know Michael Spangler, Michael is the chair of the finance committee for the Hillsborough County Democrats. So we thought we would get everybody together for, as we could, for a marketing seminar to kind of demystify marketing, if you would, and also help us raise some money for the Hillsborough Dems. So, Michael, if you want to take it away.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nathan, for that introduction. Good afternoon, everybody. A happy Tuesday. I hope everybody's doing well. I know that yesterday during our meeting, everyone was interested in knowing a little bit about everyone. So why don't we spend a minute telling us about each other? I'll go first. As Nathan said, I'm the chair for the Hillsborough County Democratic Party, the finance chair. I'm sorry, not the chair of the party. I don't. That's a job that I don't wish on myself. Ione does a wonderful job of that. Uh, I moved to Tampa in 2009. I've been working with the party since the Hillary campaign, and I'm a precinct captain in 249, which is the Babe Saharius golf course part of Forest Hills in Tampa. And I'm a retired military and retired uh, senior management from USAA. So I really am excited to be a part of the Democratic Party here. And who would like to go next? Deborah, you're on mute.
All right. Hi, I'm Deb Hicks, and I'm a precinct captain in 764. Also, newly installed vice president of our Plant City area Dems Club, and we moved here in 2015. My husband and I. He just passed last fall. So yeah, I've kind of was disturbed at what was going on. So a friend of mine from my retirement community, we started a Facebook page, and then we met Lauren Blake, and one thing led to another, and now we're trying to do what we can here in Plant City. So
Thank you, Deb, for being part of the contest and taking this time to learn a little bit that may help. Hopefully, we can help you a little bit with the contest. Vicky, do you want to go next?
If Vicky doesn't want to go, I can go. This is Fern.
Okay. Why don't you go, Fern, and Vicky can.
Okay. I apologize. I'm just getting home running errands. So, my name's Fern Rabel. I've lived in Tampa since '97, and then empty nesting in recent years, and I've been able to get involved as a poll watcher, and I love Florida. I don't love the politics, so just trying to make small changes, as I can along the way, and I'm involved with the South Tampa Democrats a little bit and the Jewish Democrat Caucus. So that's really me. And so I'm empty nesting with my dog Piper, and that's what brings me here today.
Yay, Piper. As you can see, Eddie behind me is my buddy. Vicky, are you with us? Do you want to take a moment? If you're talking, Vicky, we can't hear you. Okay, we'll give you a chance if later you want to tell us a little bit. You can interrupt us at any time. Okay, if you want to launch the slides. So what we're going to do today is help you market your pet. And what I mean by that is you are going to work over the next 4 weeks to encourage people to vote for you, to vote for your pet. And I have 21 years of sales experience with USAA, and of course Nathan, that's his role right now is in sales. And so we thought we would take a moment to help demystify sales a little bit and help you understand that sales is not a dirty word. Sales is something that we and you do every day if you think about it. If you've ever gone to a restaurant that you really liked and then talked to your neighbors or your friends or coworkers and said, last night I went out to this restaurant and I really liked it. The food was great. The service was great. It was easy. You have just participated in sales. Sales is relating to others a product, a service, an idea, any of those things that you find valuable for yourself and you want to share with other people. Does that make sense? So that we know sales sometimes doesn't always have a positive perspective. We all have heard the used car salesman horror stories. The key to a successful sales campaign or being a successful salesperson is believing in your product. And as I mentioned a moment ago about the restaurant, you obviously believed in that restaurant, or you wouldn't wanted to have shared that with others, because guess what? Your reputation's on the line when you make that pitch, right? And so what you're going to be doing is crafting a message that is focused on your audience, and that may include several messages. So we'll talk about that a little bit more in detail. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about some of the tools that you have to help you through the contest and meet whatever goals you have for the contest. You are a storyteller. One of my favorite things to do, and it's probably because now I'm old, I love to tell stories. We know that as we get more stories, we like to share them. And to me, one of my favorite things is to tell stories. The story, you have maybe multiple stories that you're going to be telling in this contest. You're going to be, first of all, telling the story about your buddy, your pet. You're going to be showcasing your pet to others, and you're going to be talking to them about why it's important for them to participate in what you're in your story. You probably have other stories too, as you mentioned, all of us mentioned, and Vicky, we will talk to you in a moment to have you tell us a little bit about your story, but you're probably going to share why you're passionate about this from the perspective of supporting the Democratic Party. You may have people that you don't share that with because that's not the reason that they're helping you. And you may have others that are very passionate and they will give you as much money as they can because of why you're participating in the contest. At the end of our seminar today, Nathan's going to be sending you the information that you need to start sharing and to tell your story. And that includes the bio that you submitted and the picture of your pet. And then you will take that and spread it among the people that you think that will help you in the contest. Now is probably a good time, Vicky, if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself so that we all have we all know who we're talking about. And I hope you were able to hear what Fern and Deb said as well.
She put in the chat that her audio wasn't working, so I don't know if
Oh, I
she
see
was
that.
able to get that resolved or not, but hopefully you
Okay.
can hear us. Can you hear us? No,
Oh,
no,
yep.
nothing. Oh no, I'm sorry.
So, and I'm sorry, Nathan, I didn't give you a chance to say a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about you.
Sure, let me take this back off of here. Sure. In addition to I have a small business that I help Democratic organizations and candidates around the state with fundraising and digital marketing. I am also the Citrus Democratic Executive Committee's vice chair, and too many volunteer hat titles to go. We get sucked into being precinct committee people. That's how we all start, and then we end up with all these other things that we end up on our list. So, I came into politics in 2020. I'm relatively new to the scene. I moved back to Florida from being abroad and had way too much time on my hands. So that's kind of how this journey began for me. Um, but to Michael's point about storytelling, one of my favorite, she's a sociologist. Her name is Brene Brown, and you all may have heard of her. One of her things that she likes to say is that we're all hardwired for connection with each other, and one of the ways that we connect is with our storytelling. So that kind of goes hand in hand with the marketing that we're doing, is getting that connection. And as Michael said, that can be a political connection, that can be a pet connection, whatever the case may be. Oh,
Thank you, Nate. If you'll go to the next slide. So these are three things that we thought might be tools, philosophies to help you. And actually, we have a fourth one. As we were talking last night, relationships to me are the basis of storytelling and sales. At USAA, we don't call it sales, we call it relationship sales. And you have to connect with someone, in my opinion, in order to be to be successful at what it is you're wanting to convince them of. A key piece of that is being authentic. You are you, and you are the best salesperson because you are you. Speak and write from your heart. Tell them, tell the people that you're asking to support you why you're doing it from the perspective of what you think is important to them. And that is being authentic, and it's using all of the reasons that people will flock to you to help you reach your goals. Being an authentic person, though, is people can tell if you're not. And I think we've all been around people that we've seen that were not being authentic, and you can remember those times and how you felt about that. The next piece is believe, share your beliefs. I know you believe in your pet. I mean, Eddie is my best friend, and I love him to death. So it's really easy for me to tell people about Eddie. Next to in my heart is the ideals that I believe are dear to the success of America. And I believe the ideals that I share with the Democratic Party and my fellow Democrats are the ideals that are important to the success of our republic and the success of every individual in America. I believe very strongly, and I fought for 21 years in the military to support everybody's right to have a successful life, a free life, a life with shelter and safety. So however you want to share that with the people that you're asking is what you believe in. And then finally, the ask. In the sales arena, the ask is why we're there. Don't be afraid of the ask. Don't be shy of the ask. the worst that can happen is 2 letters, and that's no. You won't know until you ask. And I'm shameless. I'll tell you, as a salesperson, I'm shameless. I ask everybody. I don't mind asking people because no, I'm not afraid of no. Not everybody wants what I have, and that's okay. Those people that do want it will will take my ask and act on it. And then finally, with the ask them what ask them for what you really want. If you want a particular person to give you $50 and you think that they have the ability to give you $50, ask for it. They're the ones that make the decision on whether they have it or don't have it. If you have someone that you think might be a great sponsor, ask them. All they can do is say why they can't do it and give you back the alternative on what they can do. At this point, does anyone have any questions before we go further? Nathan, do you have anything you want to amplify?
Yeah, so just a kind of quick story time. Believe it or not, even though I do this for a living, I am a very introverted person. And what I find is that when I'm passionate about something, during 2022, I was the comms director for a Florida House candidate. And because I was passionate enough about that race and about, my candidate winning, that I was able to reach into that passion and make a phone call. And she wouldn't mind if I told you this story. In 22, our state party chair, Nikki Fried, was, of course, running for governor. And at that point, we thought she might, have some money laying around in a kitty somewhere. And I found the chutzpah to pick up the phone and call her and say, hey, you got some money? And to Michael's point, the worst she could do is tell me no, you know, and that was kind of one of those kind of epiphany moments for me of, okay, if I can reach into the well of something I'm passionate about, like democratic politics or my pet, I can find my way around my highly introverted personality that 10 years ago I would have laughed at you if you would have said I would have called a, gubernatorial candidate looking for money for another candidate. I would have laughed at you. So it is a journey, but I'm glad you guys are taking the steps on the journey with us.
Exactly. And if you'll go to our next slide. So we're going to talk a little bit about the 5 W's plus how, and work through our process. And then we're also going to talk about some tools. And at the end, we're going to, if you'd like some help with the tools, Nathan and I will hang around and certainly give you any assistance you might ask for. All of us come from different backgrounds and different perspectives and different experience levels in technology, in sales, and all of this. So please don't be embarrassed if there's something that you don't know how to do. There are lots of things I don't know how to do, and I don't learn how to do them if I don't ask someone for help. So this is why we're here, and it's why we decided to do this for this iteration of our contest, so that if there were, and thank you all for joining us, if there are things that we can do to help you and make this more comfortable for you, we want to be able to do that. So first, who? Your audience for this is anyone and everyone. And you go, okay, Spangler, you didn't help me with that. And what I mean by that, though, is when I participated in our first contest, the first thing I did was text about 100 people. And you're going, oh, do I know 100 people? And think about it. You've got neighbors, you've got friends, you've got coworkers, you've got family. Some of them live in Florida, some of them live maybe in Texas, some of them may live outside the United States. All of these people are people that can help you reach your goal of one, and we'll talk about what your goals are as well, but reach your goal for whatever it is you're here. If you are passionate about your pet winning, they can help you reach that goal. If you're passionate about making money for the party, you can reach out to them for that goal. If you're passionate about spreading your passion for the democratic ideals, then this is a way to do that as well. And it's a way sometimes to reconnect with people. Some of the people that I reached out to, I hadn't reached out to in a while. And so it gave me an opportunity to reconnect. So I would, now there may be some people you don't want to reach out to, and I understand that as well. But think about all of the people that you know, and all of them are possible people that can help you with this contest. And then finally, following that with what? And here we've touched on this briefly already. Is it about your pet or is it about the politics? And you can decide for each individual that you're reaching out to what you believe is the message that that is most important to them. If your personal relationship is such that they will do anything for you, then your pet may be the key point that brings you together on them supporting you. If you believe it's their politics and they really want to be a part of the political dialogue during this election campaign, then that may be the hook that you can use to help you uh, show them that supporting you is in their best interest.
Yep, and on that note, two of the things that are, I know, very kind of hot button issues right now in our state that you can legitimately say without provocation or anything is that this money is going to support Amendment 4 getting passed. So that might be an appropriate way to sell this to a political friend. And also, Andrew Warren has decided to, run again. So I know that's important to people in Hillsborough that Andrew get reelected to state attorney. And, I would, and, those are two great ways to, have a conversation about where this money is going. Because you might get asked that question. It's like, well, where's the money going? Well, it's to support initiatives like Amendment 4 and helping Andrew Warren and other folks win.
Thank you, Nathan. And remember, politics is local. All of well, for me, many of the things that are very important to me are decided at the local level. Affordable housing is decided often in my county, and the local county commission or the city council. The things that help with that are often local, and you can tie back to those ideals, those values, and those issues that are important to you at the local level, and that may help make it easier to talk to the people that you're working to help you support you in this endeavor. Win, of course, is always. As I said a moment ago, I'm shameless. I've been known to be standing in line at Publix and kind of feel that the person standing behind me is open to having a brief conversation. And I've talked to them, and each of you have to decide what's best and easiest for you. And I don't want to say you need to go to Publix and talk to people, but the point is, until the end of this contest, everybody is somebody that you can talk to about this, and this can not only be about your pet, but about your politics as well. And that brings us to where. And as I mentioned at Publix, everywhere and anywhere. We're going to talk about some of the tools that are available to you and how you can use them. And you're not limited just to the tools. You're wherever you are, if you're at a club or caucus meeting, if you're canvassing, these are opportunities to share not only your passion, but this contest, and ask someone, will you support me? Help Eddie win this contest, because if you vote for Eddie, it's not only a vote for Eddie in the contest, but it is support of our get out the vote uh, activities and to help us ensure that our ideals succeed.
And one of the other great things about this fundraiser is that you can do it from the comfort of your couch. The other big fundraisers that the HCDEC has, you got to get dressed up, you got to find an outfit, you got to, find a date likely, and then go hobnob and mingle with people for a couple hours, which is my least favorite thing to do in marketing, honestly. I would much rather fundraise from the comfort of my house. But it's something that's a little something for everyone, and that's one of the reasons that we're doing this fundraiser for a second time.
Exactly. And the real, some of our fundraisers are kind of expensive. The Kennedy King is a relatively expensive fundraiser, where this one, your investment is $25 and you're asking others to contribute. So the money that we're making is from your friends, family, coworkers, neighbors. They're the ones that are investing in this, and it gives them an opportunity to feel good about supporting the values and issues that are important to them. And so that brings us to why. Number one, because I asked you. I'm your friend and I've asked you to support me. That can be good enough. And for some of my friends, probably a third of my friends, that was good enough. I texted them, and within an hour, I had a donation. It may be important to them that we elect Democrats. So that may be, as I said, mentioned a moment ago, that may be the leverage that you use. And if you're one of those people that are competitive with everything you do, and this contest is a competition as well for you, then let them know I'm in it to win, and I need your help in order to win. And these are all of the things that you benefit from if I win. And just a side note, there are three I guess prizes for winning. Uh, if the for the number one pet, the coolest pet for this year, you will receive a $100 Chewy's gift certificate. So that can help you, or it's something that you can use in any manner that you like. The winner also will be featured on the cover of the calendar. And the next 12 winners, so the 13 winners, all of our pets, of course, are winners, but the next 12 after the top winner will be featured on 1 month of the calendar. So their picture will be larger than the others and be a month, will be featured on a month. And as the winners progress, each one will have their choice of month. So the second place will get the choice of all 12 months. The third place will get the choice of 11 months down until we have all 12, the next 12 place. So uh, if you're in it to win, those are the prizes for winning. And then finally, the how. We're going to send you a Act Blue link that Nathan has crafted that includes your pet's picture, the biography, and a brief summary of what the contest is about. And you can use all of the tools we're going to talk about in a moment to share that link. And it's a link to a page in Act Blue, and Act Blue is the most commonly used Democratic tool for fundraising for candidates, for organizations, and for contests and events like this. So it's a well liked and well used tool that we're going to give you to use to help promote your pet.
And just a quick note on that, and I forgot to mention this yesterday, but I will include it for the folks that haven't attended one. if you are currently an ActBlue person, that you make frequent contributions, if you follow the link that I'm going to send you, you are going to see your credit card information. Absolutely, because you're signed into ActBlue. If you send that to other people, and they will not see your information. So we had that question a couple times last year, and I just wanted to get out ahead of that and just, only you are seeing your credit card if you're following that link. So just as because we had some panic folks the last time, and I'm trying to keep the panic down to a minimum.
And so the way that works, if you're familiar with Cash, when you open ActBlue, it pulls the information that it's left there for each individual that opens it. So your information, as Nathan said, doesn't go to all of the people you're sharing this. When they open your link, it will all, if they have information that they've used before, it will only show their information. So feel free when you share that you're not, as Nathan and I want to reinforce, you're not divulging your credit card information. Any questions before we go to our next slide? Okay. So the key is in sales that you don't put all of your eggs in one basket. And what I mean by that is, and what we mean by that is that you tailor your sales to the individual and the relationship you have with that individual. You use the tools that are available to you, all of them, because while one tool may be something that you use, let's say it's texting, and that is the way you communicate with the world. Not everyone else is the same. I know people that infrequently use texting and they like emails or social media better. So when you're pulling together your plan, use all of the tools. Use social media if that is something that you're good at and can leverage. Use email if that's something that works well. And as I said, I used all of them. The first thing I did was text people, and I got a third of the people I knew contributed from the text. And then over the next day or two, I emailed, because for me, it takes a little bit more time to craft my emails to my people. And something Nathan mentioned yesterday, and I don't want to forget, is if you use email, be sure that you're using the blind copy piece of the distribution list, so that you're not sharing all of the people you're sending that email to with all of them. Because have any of you ever gotten a reply to all, and you start getting irritated as people reply to the entire list of people that email went to, and it can cause people actually to become negative and not want to support you because of just that increased email traffic and the irritation that it causes. As we mentioned a moment ago, the the worst that can happen is someone says no. No is okay. All of us in sales, as sales professionals, are used to hearing no. Of course, that's not what we want to hear. We want to hear yes, because we believe in what we're asking. There are people, though, that don't believe in it or won't support you. It's not the right time. It's not the right venue. It's not right for them, and that's okay. You've asked, and they've said no. Now, in sales speak, one of the tools that we talk about is overcoming the objection. So if no is the objection, they've said nope, I don't want it. In sales, generally speaking, we the lead in sales tells you how many times they would like you to try to overcome that objection. I believe a professional salesperson tries one time after the initial ask. So if someone says no, I'm sorry, I can't do that right now. you can use lots of different tools in any way you want to approach it. But I think because you've invested time in this, it's worth at least finding out a little bit about what might bring them to yes. And so just say, this is really important to me. I would really like you to be able to say yes. Is there something that I can do that to get you to say yes? And they might say, well, I send a lot of money to candidates. I send money to my clubs and caucuses, and that's the way I'd like to spend my money. And I understand what you're doing, and I love you, and I support you, but I'm not going to be able to give you any money to do it. You say, okay, thank you, I appreciate that, and thank you for your time, and I hope to talk to you again soon. Does everybody
Right.
feel comfortable being able, Nathan, do you want to add
Yep.
on to the no?
Yep, and the other, good piece with, some with the no is that sometimes you'll get a piece of feedback that tells you, hey, for your next ask, maybe this is a way that you could approach it differently. So it's not only you know, how to speak with the person you're speaking with, but it gives you some insight on, especially, the first couple times that you're doing this, should I have said this a different way? Or, all of that feedback is great for your future, conversations with people.
Absolutely. Any of us that are used to being in sales know that the first time you promote something, you're not going to be very good at it. And that's okay. So, everybody, I want you to sit back for a moment and say, it's okay if I'm not very good at this. Because why? You're being authentic, right? You're asking someone to do something that you believe in. You're doing it from a place of authenticity, and you're learning as you go. And if there's something that you can pick up from the first few times, or even the last time, if you pick up something from the last time that helps you go through this again, then all sales is learning as well. Very good point, Nathan. Make it easy. And what I mean by that is if, oops, no
Sorry,
worries.
sorry about
If,
that.
if someone says, oh, I remember getting that email, but I don't have it in front of me, send it to them again. Send them the link. Make it easy for them. Don't ask them to go through their inbox and try to find it. If they say, yeah, I remember getting that text, say, oh, I'll be glad to text it to you again. Get that link out there and make it easy so that there are no roadblocks, no barriers to them supporting you. When you get that yes, you want to swoop in and take advantage of it immediately, because you don't want that yes to turn into a no because it was difficult to work with. And follow up if they had problems with Act Blue or something didn't work well. And Nathan and I are here to help you if you have any technical issues as well. So if the technology becomes something that's a roadblock, we are here to help you, and as you are to help the people who are donating to your cause, your pet and us.
And the corollary to that is also make it easy on yourself. You're volunteers, you're doing this out of, your love for the party. Do not stress yourself out and, end up in the hospital over this. Make it easy on yourself and, just remember that volunteer hat. You're not getting a check from USAA for what you're doing. You're getting that internal thanks, and sometimes that's even worse. So just something to keep in mind.
This is about fun. Don't don't do anything that stresses you out. And if anything that we're talking about, you're going, oh, Michael, I hear you, but I can't go there. That's okay. Do the best that you can and use the tools available to you, and we are all here to support you. And so there is a fourth tool as well, and that's face to face. The tools that you can use that are easily available to you on your couch, though, are email. And as Nathan mentioned yesterday, this is your opportunity to tell more of your story if you feel like that's important to the person that you're reaching out to. And some of the people I reached out to, that was important that I share more of the story with. So I really immediately followed up with them. Not only did I text them, but I sent them an email to tell them a little bit more of why this was important to me and why I felt it might be important to them. Texting is probably the easiest one. Keep it short and sweet. If texting for most people, if they're going to get to yes on a text, they don't need a long story. They just need the tool to submit, pay the money and move on. And then social media. I'm personally not a social media person, but many of us are, and it's a great tool for many people to use. And this is a way that you can share not only the one Act Blue page, you can share your shrine to your pet, your page to your pet, your albums, more pictures, and you maybe if you reconnect with somebody, this is a way to hone in on that connection and tell them a little bit more of your story of why you're involved in politics. Uh, Share your family and what's going on in your life, and share what your pet means to you. And you never know. You may recruit a new volunteer through this as well. You may convince someone to vote. Your passion is important to these people that know you, and your passion alone may help convince someone that this election means more than just simply going to a polling place and voting, but it merits some thought and some work. And Nathan, of course, is an expert in all of these. If you have any questions, and at the end of this, we're going to open ourselves up, obviously, to any questions, any comments, anything that you would like to share. But also, if you'd like some help with how to move the link into a text, how to move pictures into email, how to move this link into email, how to set this up in your social media. Nathan is an expert in all of that, and we'll be glad to share our skills in that. And here is our point, the information. Please take this and use it. Do not hesitate to reach out to me or Nathan. I only ask that you do it during the business hours. For me, that's 8 in the morning until 8 at night. And anytime, though, during that period, reach out to me. They may not be immediately available, but I guarantee you I will get back to you.
Thanks, Michael. And for me, text first is better because I get so many darn phone calls that if they're not saved in my phone, they're just going to voicemail. So yeah, if you wanna feel free to reach out via text, I am happy to help. Um, so let's
And me as well. Texting is the best way to reach me because then I know it's not somebody asking for money. Guess what we're trying to teach you to do. But the candidates, and I get, everyone's trying to buy my house. Everyone's trying to sell me extended warranty for my vehicles. So I know that you all are probably getting that as well. And it's not that I don't cherish their conversations. I just don't have time to talk to those kinds of people. And so if I get a phone call and you're not in my contact list, it goes to voicemail and I decide whether I'm going to reach back out to you or not. So texting is the easiest for me as well.
absolutely. All right,
So
share.
Vicky, I know that you're not able to talk to us. Let's see. So there's a question.